Welcome to PACTV Community News. I'm Maureen Boyle.
And I'm Julie Thompson.
This week on PCN, we stop by Pioppi's in Plymouth to check out this year's Sticker Shock campaign launch.
We learn more about the housing agreement between Bridgewater State University and Cape Cod Community College's aviation program, and we stop into the Y at Redbrook for their Veteran Backpack and Care Package drive.
We stop by the Duxbury Maritime School to learn about their student ecology programs, and we meet the young entrepreneur behind the 1620 Sustainable Apparel brand.
We also have Tom Calter, the new Kingston Town administrator, on set for Town Talk. But tonight we start our show at the BBC in Pembroke. The Treasures of Our Hearts Charity and Vendors Fairs recently held a night for childhood cancer fundraising, and the event was held at the British Beer Company in Pembroke. The BBC offered up the space for the evening, while the money the vendors paid for their tables went toward the charity of choice for the event. We spoke with one of the several vendors from the South Shore who filled the room selling their wares for the cause.
This is a craft show, and what it does, it supports local charities, not just local, but throughout Massachusetts, for cancer, for homeless shelters. It does all the different foundations, group homes, whoever is in need. They do bridal gowns for the babies who people have lost their children. They have different crafters help. They promote their money. So what happens in a place like this tonight, they have allowed us to come in, and Pat Masters is the head coordinator. And what she does is she collects our monies that we pay for the tables, and that gets donated. Tonight is through St. Jude's Hospital. So this funding tonight for raffles and stuff, that all goes to St. Jude's. She makes nothing on that. This is what this is all about. What makes it so great that we are like making our charity donations to Treasures of Our Hearts, the organization that she does. Well, I would hope that this is a very positive, this restaurant letting this happen, first of all, being a positive thing for them to learn that they can make a charity donation just by being here, walking around, even if they buy something for $2, makes these crafters come back and want to be part of it, which is a positive thing for both sides. And then the third person to really make the money on this would be the charity itself that we do donate. So we're donating our time and money as well, and we're hoping that we do a little bit of business back and forth. And in that way, we also help the British Beer Company as well by being here and promoting this at the same time.
The Plymouth Youth Development Collaborative took part in the Sticker Shock campaign, which aims to help reduce youth substance abuse across Plymouth County. The stickers are placed on beer coolers in liquor stores and warn adults of the penalties of buying for a minor. PCN stopped in to get the story.
PYDC is a part of Plymouth Public Schools, and our overall goal is to reduce youth substance use across Plymouth. So PYDC has been in existence since 2004, but it's really been evolving since that point. In 2017, we received a federal grant called Drug-Free Communities, or DFC, and that funding really just allowed us to expand the services that we could provide to the youth of Plymouth. So between some state funding and also federal funding, we're able to provide a variety of initiatives and programming to youth to help them really think about how these substances impact their brain and body. So we're all about adding layers of education and information and just giving youth the tools they need to make healthy decisions for themselves. And you can reach out to us through our website at www.pydcplymouth.org.
Sticker Shock is a program of the Plymouth Area Substance Use Prevention Collaborative. It's one of our 3 strategies to address underage drinking. We ran this campaign last year as a cluster, so Plymouth, Middleborough, and Carver all participate in the Plymouth Area Substance Use Prevention Collaborative. They had one sticker last year that had a broad-based message that went in liquor stores in all 3 communities. But this year, with the 2018 campaign, we decided to split it up into the 3 communities. So Plymouth specifically took the initiative and wanted to have a feel to it that addressed the Plymouth community, but also addressed the large community of tourists that Plymouth has. So they created a sticker that had the message of the penalties that buying for a minor, the person who purchases the alcohol could face up to 2 years in jail or a $2,000 fine. In speaking with youth in Plymouth, they had no idea that that was the penalties. So they wanted to get that across, but also get across the fact that the youth are the ones creating these stickers and voicing these messages. The youth are the ones saying, you know, we don't want you to purchase us alcohol because we understand the detrimental effects that it can cause. So together on their sticker, they put the honesty back onto adults, saying that you can help prevent underage drinking, that your actions matter, and we want to keep our youth safe and healthy. Different various groups in Plymouth. We really wanted the youth participation, but with my, coming in and into this role, as the school year was already kind of happening, we reached out to a few different groups. The Plymouth North SAD chapter was really helpful, and they were the ones that we kind of had a focus group with. We sat down, we talked about the campaign, we decided, where we wanted to go with it. They are the ones who kind of picked the colors. We know, Plymouth North is a dark blue, Plymouth South is a turquoise blue, so we really wanted to add in all of those colors onto the stickers. The bright yellow really captures the eye of the person who's purchasing the alcohol. So the clings actually sit right above the handle of a cooler door, so you really can't miss it. And then a lot of the liquor stores are allowing us to place them right on the front door as well. So people will really, it's eye-catching, people will see it. It has the PYDC logo on it. And what we want to do with that is that we really want PYDC to have a name throughout the community. We want people to know that there is an organization that's working on a multifaceted approach to create or keep our youth healthy. Coalition members who all really work to reduce substance use in our community.
Bridgewater State University has partnered with Cape Cod Community College on a housing agreement for Cape Cod Community College's aviation maintenance technology students. Since many of the students in the program are driving from all over the state to the Plymouth Airport campus, student housing on Bridgewater's campus offers not only a shorter commute, but could eventually lead to them taking part in Bridgewater State's aviation program. We spoke with the presidents of each of the schools at the signing of this compact.
Today is sort of the culmination of the relationship that we're building with Bridgewater State University. We have been at the aviation maintenance and technology program in this facility here at the Plymouth Airport. We went live in September of 2016, and now through the relationship that we've built around the aviation program with Bridgewater State, we're able to consummate a deal, build a partnership with Bridgewater State to enable our students beginning in September to take advantage of their residence life, actually living on campus at Bridgewater State while they continue their studies here in the aviation program.
What we're doing is we're going into partnership with Cape Cod Community College. We're doing something unique in Massachusetts. We're going to house some of their students for their aircraft maintenance program, and they'll be at Bridgewater State University. They'll be able to arrive here in Plymouth to do their maintenance program, and so Cape Cod will be able to attract students from far-flung corners of Massachusetts and maybe beyond because of that option.
When you look at partnerships like what we're able to do with Bridgewater State, it's really the wave of the future for higher education, where we're really much more collaborative in how we work with one another. And we also build segues that if you're truly interested in aviation as you finish your AMT, you're able to transfer into potentially Bridgewater State's aviation, their pilot training program, or pursue aviation management. So there are a number of pathways that are available as you begin your AMT, your aviation maintenance technology training.
We're going into a partnership with Cape Cod Community College. We signed a MOU previously, and this is the formal signature for the MOU, and it really makes official what we're trying to do in housing Cape Cod Community College students at Bridgewater. We hope that this is only the beginning of our partnership with Cape Cod Community College. They have aircraft maintenance. We actually have an aviation program. We produce pilots. We have 100 students in that aviation program. They're housed in New Bedford, but we're looking for other ways to develop synergy between our two programs.
What we have today is a great opportunity for our students, future students to come, and we're really positioning Massachusetts public higher education to serve the needs of not only our students, but business and industry and our overall economy. It's a great moment for us.
Mansfield, Cherokee's on the left.
The YMCA held a Memorial Day event as part of their Togetherhood initiative, where the members were able to give back to the community and give to veterans in need. Backpack care packages were filled with donated items collected from the community as a gesture to their service. PCN stopped in to speak with its organizers.
So today is part of our Togetherhood initiative, where we ask our members to come together and to choose a project and to give back to the community, and they chose that they wanted to give back to our veterans in need. So today we had donations, tons of donations from all our members in the community, local businesses in the community who came together, donated supplies for those veterans in need. So today we have all our kids in the community, around town, in the school, some parents, and they are putting together backpacks so we can give to the Veterans Association and the Nathan Hale Foundation.
I think people kind of forget it's not about long weekends and parades and cookouts. It's really about dealing with individuals who have died for our country and the people they left behind, the loved ones they left behind, and really remembering what Memorial Day is really all about. I really enjoyed that part of the program, and I think we should just do that not just on Memorial Day, but every day we need to remember that. By bringing the community together, and hopefully there'll be more, year after year, more and more people will show up to this. I think people will then understand what it really is all about. But teaching the young children is probably the best part about this whole thing.
My husband was killed in Afghanistan, Army Sergeant Benjamin Sherman. I was 4 months pregnant and I have a daughter with him. So this to me is an opportunity to teach the community about what it is for Memorial Day and Veterans Day. So I want people to know that we can still honor our veterans in the same time honor our fallen soldiers. But I don't want people to have the impression that Veterans is Memorial Day. Memorial Day is strictly just for our fallen soldiers to show them and show their appreciation and honor their lives, because they're the ones that aren't here to raise a glass for a toast or to give their loved ones hugs. They're not here to get their free meal that is offered. They're not here for that. So for this event to teach the difference, it's a huge, gigantic meaning for me personally. Like, I will cry all day long about it. So, but it's an awesome thing for all of us.
Well, I think just to remind people, like Patricia did, because we forget, I think it's all about cookouts and parties and stuff, but it's really about our veterans and the sacrifices they made.
Seeing this community come together in so many different ways all the time, and not just Memorial Day, but other times of the year as well. It's just a great community, and to have different people come up and lead this, Tricia Sherman coming and leading this whole thing for the YMCA, with everything she's gone through, and teaching all of us what it's about. I think it's just remarkable. It's just a great community.
I appreciate it so much. What you guys are doing, it means the world to us.
In addition to numerous other programs, the Duxbury Maritime School hosts ecology field trips. Students get to rotate through stations, learning about the Duxbury Bay, the surrounding areas, and of course the specific ecology of the bay. PCN dropped by to learn more.
We're going out on a boat ride today, so I'm going to be telling people facts about all the marine life that we have in the bay, which is there's plenty. There's oysters, there's lobsters, talking about plankton and all that fun stuff, and also trying to learn about our general area. Then the kids are actually going to be able to look at the plankton through microscopes, and we have some packets which has the kids engaging with questions so they can learn more about what it means with the data they're collecting and some other fun stuff that has to do with the bay.
We're going to show them what's great about the bay and hopefully get them sort of hooked on maybe being part of the bay, but also just how they have to sort of maybe help it out and pay attention and be good stewards of the bay, because it's it takes work.
So the Duxbury Bay Maritime School is a community-based nonprofit organization. We're about to begin our 21st summer of operation. The school was founded on the last available piece of commercial waterfront real estate in the town of Duxbury, a 2.5-acre parcel that was for many years a boatyard. A group of folks in town identified the need to get more people in the community connected to Duxbury Bay, and so they founded the school, and through a lot of charitable giving they were able to buy this parcel of land and The first summer of 1998 had a couple hundred kids coming to take sailing lessons here, and since then the school has grown tremendously. We now serve over 3,000 people a year in our programming that spans sailing and rowing, our two biggest programs, and then marine ecology, kayaking, supping, adult sailing, adult rowing, as well as kids programming. We host Duxbury High School rowing and sailing teams here. We've been doing that for years. The purpose of the school is to connect the South Shore community to Duxbury Bay and the wonders that the bay can offer. We have a number of outreach programs, and we have a pretty robust scholarship program, which allows us to basically, say yes to anyone who wants to come down here and enjoy, adventuring out on Duxbury Bay. So the campus now has grown a lot. Originally it was a bunch of sort of derelict old tin sheds, and we did a big capital campaign in 2007, 2008, and were able to build the Smith building, which is our biggest building on campus. It houses our events hall, it houses all of our administrative offices, and it houses our boat shop and our boat shed where we store a lot of our equipment. The field trip that's here today is an example of programming that we want to do more of. We want more to connect more middle and elementary schools in the general area to the ocean through our programming and our field trips. So I would encourage any schools in the area that are interested in giving their students this type of an academic experience. Let's get connected and get more kids out on the bay.
Come forward.
The job market can be tough, they say, especially right after college graduation. But for Alyssa Smith, that didn't stop her from combining her passion for fashion with sustainability to create 1620 Hometown Apparel. The simple clothing design and sustainable mission are a perfect match, especially since she gets to work side by side with her mom. We met up with the mother-daughter duo to hear more about this new venture.
So since she was little, she's always been kind of doing these own little businesses here and there. And she wanted to do some kind of business. It's always been a passion of hers to have a business in Plymouth. She was born here, she loves the community, and she just was brainstorming ideas about starting some type of a business. And it only made sense for her, where she was a fashion major in college, to do something along the fashion lines. And she came up with the idea of doing it like a t-shirt, and came up with the name, and then we went forward from there, working together to create the designs.
So I got my degree this past May in fashion merchandising, and my mom is a graphic designer, so I have the fashion aspect and she has the graphic design aspect, so we were able to put two and two together and really put this together. So I was taking classes at Southern New Hampshire University and learning about sustainability, and I really wanted to take that into my hometown. So we started 1620 Hometown Apparel. We have sustainable clothing, we have hats, we have glasses, and we're really just representing Plymouth as a whole. I think there's a lot of problems with our environment and the way that we treat it, and one of the largest polluters in the world is clothing. And so if we can help just the littlest bit with our Hometown Apparel line, then I think we're doing our job.
I actually have learned so much from Alyssa. I didn't know a lot about the fashion industry being such a polluter in the United States, and she's really taught us a lot about how the importance of having product made in the USA, and it's very important to support your hometown, your country, that type of thing. So she's really brought that, kind of opened our eyes to that, I guess. We've learned a lot from each other. I won't say it's always been a piece of cake. We have different views. I go along with her ideas on the fashion sense and the fabrics and that type of thing. That's her area of expertise, and she allows me to do what I need to do with the website, and also in the business sense. So I think it's a good fit. It's been really fun.
It's been really scary, but also really rewarding at the same time. We've really quickly met a lot of people that are locals in the town, and a lot of people have been really great to us and helped us out, like Bram Halls, where we are today. Also the craft beer cellar and a couple other places locally. We've joined things like the Plymouth Area Chamber of Commerce, groups like that, and they've been really helpful with us to grow, and I think everyone in this community really wants everyone to grow, and that's what's so great about Plymouth.
We are so pleased to have on set today Tom Calter, who was a state rep and now he is the town administrator for the town of Kingston. Welcome.
Hello there. Thank you for having me.
So good to have you.
It's great to be here.
So a little background of how did you go from being a state rep to a town administrator? What was the process?
Quickly.
Yes.
Well, I had served in the legislature for 12 years.
Yeah.
It's something I had always wanted to do. I come from a family that is in service to others, as priests, as civic leaders. And I had a very successful career in business, and that's how I decided to become a state rep.
Yeah.
And I've always said, as a state rep or any type of politician, you come, you serve, and you leave. Mm-hmm. and so it was my time to leave and turn it over to a new rep that will bring the energy and the focus and the drive to the job that the job deserves.
Yeah. So tell me, what is it about a town administrator? What is the overall function? What are you most looking forward to? Take it away.
Sure. Well, that's in my DNA.
Yeah.
I've been a manager of complex organizations for my entire career, and municipal government is no different.
Mm-hmm.
It's a very highly matrixed, complex organization that has many similarities to businesses.
Yeah.
We have a very tight budget. We've got a plan for the future, a master plan, a macro plan, a micro plan. And it's the role of the town administrator to drive that plan forward every day by teaching, by coaching, by controlling, and by that I mean management control, and to make sure that everybody's rowing in the same direction. And just as importantly, making sure everyone understands that every person in Kingston is our employer.
Right.
And they are our constituents.
Yes.
So when people walk into town hall, it's important to me that they not only be welcome, but that they receive the service that they came into town hall to get.
Sure.
And I got to tell you something, I am so impressed with the staff at town hall. They're just good people, highly talented people, people that work very hard, who care passionately about what they do.
Yep.
All they needed was a direction, a vision, and somebody to support them in doing what they're doing.
Right.
And that, I think, more than anything else, is the role of the town administrator.
Right. Beforehand, you told me it's staff development, economic development, and fiscal control would be your first three priorities.
That's
Just
right.
Before we go into those, staff development, you said something very interesting, and it happens in so many businesses as well as municipalities, is departments work within their own silos.
Right.
I love that word because I use it all the time. Talk about that and what challenges that brings to opening up the silos.
The first thing that unifies all the different departments are common objectives. So my first objective was to establish goals that we could all embrace and that we could all work toward. Then the second priority in terms of staff development is to make sure that the team has the training, the direction, and the support they need to achieve those goals.
Exactly.
It's my primary responsibility. I work for the employees. They don't work for me. And so we will facilitate and have facilitated more training in the next year than they have received in the last decade cumulatively.
Okay.
They have to know how to do the jobs they're charged with doing.
Exactly.
And they have to get the support they need to do them effectively every day. So that's what I mean by staff development.
Do you look at each department and kind of do an assessment of each department based on everything from the computer system they're using to how they report to each other, the whole?
I did it in the first 30 days.
Okay.
And that had to be done quickly.
Yeah.
And the opportunity is going to come from us continuing to train people to be the best they can be, bringing on systems that help us integrate everything we do toward that common goal. And the next thing is to make it a fun place to work. We do a fair amount of laughing at Town Hall.
Yeah.
And that kind of leads into the next thing, which is economic development.
Yeah.
As we sit here tonight we have a town meeting in Kingston.
For the fifth night.
Fifth night, but there are new agenda items.
Yeah.
We're going to be voting on Article 1, a zoning overlay district, a zoning bylaw change that will essentially allow Pyramid, Kingston Collection, to build a hotel and to start the process of building 300 housing units. That is the commercial industrial base I promised the town I would work on when I came here. We need to relieve our citizens, our residences of a very difficult tax burden. The only way for us to do that is to build a commercial industrial tax base.
Sure.
In 2.5 months, we worked with Pyramid every single day. And we now have, before town meeting, the unanimous support of the planning board, the Board of Selectmen, and the Finance Committee.
Great.
That's the type of collaboration we need
Yep.
to make big things happen.
Right.
That will be the first of many economic development projects
Yep.
that I have worked on, will work on,
Yep.
continue to work on, that'll make a difference for our taxpayers.
Let me ask you something before we go into this fiscal control. Communication with every town seems to be a real challenge. You have your website, sometimes you have social media, but then you have all the social medias that the townspeople are on. How do you circle the square and get the accurate information out, which also allows people to have opinions?
It's a great question. We need to communicate and are now communicating better with our employees and with the residents of the town. By way of example, everything we're presenting tonight at town meeting is now on our website.
Great.
And it's been on our website for over a week. I have, at the Board of Selectmen meeting, spoken to the camera and invited every single resident, encouraged every single resident to read the articles and to come into my office by appointment or unannounced if they have a question, and we work for them and answer their questions real time. The difficulty we've had with town meeting in Kingston is people come there with more questions than they should have to come there with.
Exactly.
So my job is, one of my core responsibilities is to make sure that we're communicating with the citizens of Kingston so that they have the information they desire so that they can make an informed decision.
And up-to-date information, because something that was true 2 months ago might be completely changed now.
Very true.
And that is a challenge of all town managers and all town administrators to make sure that the most accurate information is out.
Very true.
Yeah.
Now, the dark side of your town administrator here in Kingston is that when I make the information available and they ignore it and want to filibuster a town meeting, I will publicly tell them that the information has been available for a week. You've chosen not to avail yourself of it. Now you're asking 200 people to indulge you as you do your homework at your desk in the morning before the test.
So it's a two-way street.
It's a two-way street.
You will provide the information, but residents need to read it and come to you with questions before a meeting.
That's exactly right.
Right. And
you're open it's an open door. I work for them.
Yeah. Okay. And your final thing was fiscal control. We got about half a minute left.
Yeah, I got to tell you, the fiscal control of Kingston has been extraordinary. The Kingston Board of Selectmen, the Kingston Town Meeting, and the Kingston Finance Committee, although it hasn't always been smooth, the result is a AA bond rating.
Which is great.
A AA plus bond rating. It's extraordinary. The organization is well managed. It's got a balanced budget. It knows where it's going. It deals with crises effectively, unforeseen conditions effectively. I couldn't be more proud of the Kingston Board of Selectmen and the Kingston Finance Committee and Town Meeting for the decisions they've made. They've left me a very strong balance sheet and a very strong set of financials.
Okay, and we're gonna try to work out so you can have a weekly or a monthly show here
at
PACTV. So that information can get out in another mode or method also.
I'd be happy to do it.
That would be wonderful. Thank you, Tom Calter,
and
good luck.
Thank you so much.
Excellent.
Good to be here.
And thank you for watching. If you want to see the show again, you can check out our website, and PCN is also on YouTube. Be sure to follow us on Twitter and like us on Facebook to get up-to-date info. We'll see you next week with a brand new PCN. From all of us at PACTV, have a great week.